Hi there, welcome back. This is Steve. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Beverly Hills by Weezer. I had a request for this one, so let's take a look real quick. First thing is that the main riff of the song is built off of power chords. So let me show you this riff here. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're making a 6th string and a 5th string power chord. The 6th string power chord, we're going to put our first finger on the 6th string at the 1st fret. We're going to place the ring finger on the 5th string at the 5th or 3rd fret, excuse me. And then the pinky is going to go on the 4th string at the 3rd fret as well. Although some of you may have learned how to play a power chord without the pinky, and if that's so, no problem. So with this power chord, the big thing you have to remember with all power chords is that you just want to strum the strings that you're pushing on and nothing else. So make small swipes with your wrist, okay? So we're going to strum that twice, and then we're going to stop the strings like this. And then we're just going to stop them. Then what we're going to do is take that chord, we're simply going to move down 1 string. So now this first finger is on the 5th string, and the ring finger is on the 4th string, and the pinky is on the 3rd string now. It looks exactly the same, you're just on the 5th string. So when I strum, though, I have to be careful that I use my pick only on the 5th string, 4th string, and possibly the 3rd string, but that's all. I'm going to strum that twice, and then I'm going to stop. So putting those together, I get... Then I do it again. Then I do it again. Then I'm going to take this 5th string power chord that I'm playing, and I'm going to move up 2 frets higher, so I'm on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and I'm going to strum that twice. Okay, so I'm doing this part 3 times, and then I'm sliding up or moving up to the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Okay, so again, in mapping this song out and thinking about it, you're going to do that 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3 times, and then you're going to move up to the 3 and strum that. And every time you're strumming each group twice. Okay, now we're going to go to the open 6th string, and you could just do that if you wanted to in between there. I do believe the note underneath there, though, would be a 3rd fret of the 5th string if you strum those two together. Okay, so what it is it's like making the 6th string power chord that you started with, but you're taking the first finger off, and then you're just strumming those top 2 strings. Okay, so that comes in between that little phrase. So let me play the whole thing for you. And it just starts all over again. So that part is your verse. So moving on to the chorus. The chorus is going to use those same 3 chords, the 1st fret of the 6th string, the 1st fret of the 5th string, and the 3rd fret of the 5th string. It's going to use those, but in a different order. So let me play you the chorus here. And then it hits that 0 or 0-3, depending on what you want to do there. Okay, so you're just going 1, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so 1 on the 6th string, 1st fret is what I'm talking about, 1 on the 5th string, 3 on the 5th string, and then back to the 1. So you're going 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, okay? So let me play it again for you, thinking about that now. Then we stop, and you play the 0 to 3, or just 0 on the 6th string, just depending on what's more comfortable for you. And that's how the chorus goes. Okay? So notice that I'm always doing groups of 2. Okay? I'm strumming and then I'm stopping. If you happen to hear a little bit of scratching in between or some other strumming things going on in between there, by all means, add in whatever you think would be, compatible with the song, which is perfectly fine. But the big thing I always try and teach people is just to learn the outer pulse of the song. What's the basic premise of this song? And then go back in there and then fill in whatever it is that you want to make it sound more realistic. But start with that outer core of just figuring out exactly how the pieces go. So now we're going to move on to the chorus, and the solo, and the solo sounds like this. does that twice. So what I'm doing here is I'm going up and I'm soloing up at the 8th fret of the 6th string. So and we're in the key of F here, and that's another story of what scale he's actually using and stuff, but I would actually be using an F minor pentatonic scale here. But if you visually look at this as moving up to the 3rd or the 8th fret of the 6th string, which is C, now we're not in C, but that's where you're going to look. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the 3rd string, and I'm going to press on the 8th fret of the 3rd string with my index finger, and the 10th fret with my ring finger. And I'm going to pluck the 10, and then I'm going to pluck the 8. Okay, so 10, 8. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the 4th string, 10, 8. Okay, so 10, 8, 10, 8. Okay, so again, what you're doing is you're walking down this scale playing 10, 8, 10, 8. And your job is to try and make it sound like each note is independent of each other, so we're not hearing them overlapping each other. And the second thing is you're trying to connect each one as flawlessly as you can to the next note. Whether you have both fingers down at the same time or you pick them up and move them or whatever, that's entirely up to you. The goal is just to try and make them sound as smooth as possible. Okay? Now the great thing about this solo is there is a little space in between each one of those. So instead of going, you can hear it going. So it's staccato. There's a little space in between. Now, you could use a talk box for this. Most of you probably don't have a talk box, though. So what works really well is if you have a wah-wah, you can use your wah-wah, and every time you pick, you just press down on your wah pedal. Now, unfortunately, I don't have one hooked up right now, but so if I was pressing on the 10, if I pluck the 10, I would press down on my wah when I'm plucking that 10. You see, so you could do it that way and kind of simulate the sound that he's getting. Okay, now after we're at the 8th fret of the 4th string, so we went 10, 8, 10, 8. Sorry. Now we're going to go 10, 9, or excuse me, 8, 9, 8, 6. Okay, so we have 10, 8, 10, 8, and then we're going to go 8, 9, 8, 6. And then we're going to go back again, and we're going to do 10, 8, 10, 8. But instead of going to the low 8 here, we're going to head up to the 9th fret of the 2nd string. So I have 10, 8, 10. And then I'm going to go back to the 10 I started on. So I have... So let me just show you what we've got so far. So I've got 10, 8, 10, 8. And then... Now what sounds kind of cool is when you go to that 9th fret with your middle finger on the 2nd string, if you give it a little what's called a blues bend, you're just going to bend it just a little bit right before you leave. Okay, so it gives it kind of a vocal quality. Then you're going to go back to the beginning again. And then you're going to end, see I'm on the 1st fret, or excuse me, I'm on my 1st finger on the 6th fret of the 4th string. I'm just going to go back to the 8th fret with my ring finger of the 4th string as well. I'm going to bend that with 2 little blues bends, and then back to the 6th. So remember, a blues bend isn't a half-step bend, it's just a little pull of the string to give it a bit of vocal quality. Okay? And if I do some slides in certain spots or vibrato, again, you're welcome to do those, but they're not necessary. If you've never done vibrato before, you could still learn the solo just fine, and you don't need to have that, okay? So we've got this. Okay? Then the last thing we've got for this song, I'm not going to be doing the outro solo. The middle solo is what was requested. So now I'm going to do the picking part right after the solo. And what you're doing is you're going to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, and everything that you're doing is happening on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th strings. So I'm going to start off by playing an F chord, which means my 1st finger is going on the 2nd string, 1st fret. My middle finger is going on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And my ring finger is going on the 4th string, 3rd fret. Now, I don't need to press on the 1st string if you know what an F chord is, because I'm not using it anyway. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pluck the 3rd string and then the 4th string. Now, I have distortion on right now, so just bear with me here. And then I'm going to go, you'd normally be clean on this part. And then you're going to go to the second string and then the third string. So you're going third, fourth, second, third, like this. So that's your picking pattern. So that's the first thing you do. Now, we're really just following the 3 chords that we did before. For the most part, it's going to change a little bit, but that's kind of what we're doing. So we're starting off with this F. And then we're going to go to this chord, but more as a bar chord. Now again, right now we don't need to worry about bar chords because we're not going to play the whole thing anyway. What I am going to do is take my index finger and I'm going to press on the second, third, and fourth strings, all at the 3rd fret. So I can just press across there. It doesn't matter if I'm touching the first string or not because I'm not going to use it. And I'm going to do that same picking pattern. Okay, so I'm going 3, 4, 2, 3 in terms of strings. So I'm going from here. Now, you could use any finger you wanted for those 3s there. You wouldn't have to use your 3rd finger if you didn't want, or your 1st finger. But the reason I'm doing that is the last chord that I play is going to be this one. And then it goes back. So it's easier for me to do that with my index finger. That way I can just add my middle finger on. So let me show you what that is. So I'm coming from the F. And then I'm heading over here to this B flat. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my middle finger here and I'm going to place it on the 3rd string at the 4th fret. So I'm still barring, but I'm putting this middle finger on there. And then I can just take it back off and I'm back on that B flat again. Okay? So this sort of sounds like a diminished chord. He's going to a diminished if you know what that is. And if you don't, again, it doesn't reflect, your ability to play on this song or anything like that. Just have some fun with it. So here's what it sounds like if I put the whole thing together. Then you're right back out to that part again. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. A quick little tutorial on that. If you need any help with, picking through chords or how to make a power chord, go ahead and check through my my channel, and there's videos on there for all kinds of different things. So hopefully that helps you in learning this song. And good luck. And make sure you let me know if you have any other requests. I'd be happy to help you with them. Take care and have a great day.